Hello my friends, my name is Max and today we're going to open one of the most interesting issues of the Imperium Magazine, issue number 5. This issue has a brand new Primaris Captain. This is a unique miniature for the magazine. It is being sold second-hand on sites like eBay for hefty sums of money, and we are going to open this magazine and see what's inside of it. So, let's go ahead and do just that. First of all, we get this really nice sprue of the captain. We shall take a closer look at it a bit later. We also get a base, which is a 40mm base. And let's take a look what is inside of this magazine. There we go. We have some information about this Primaris Captain, a really nice shot of this miniature painted. They explain the symbology, what Crux Terminatus is about, what is a master-crafted power sword, the laurels, plasma pistol, the cape, and so on and so forth. Really nice description. On this page, you can customize, as always, your captain. You can give him a name, you can give him titles. Apparently, you can give him leadership style, and you can give names to the weapons, to the plasma pistol and the master-crafted power sword, acts of valor, and records of battle. Alright, that is interesting. Tools of war. Here they are explaining us how the armory of the Space Marines work, what kind of weapons are available. This is the melee weapons over here. Chainsword, power axe, thunderhammer, power fist. All the basics. Force stave, chain weapons, combat knives, and so on and so forth. Actually, very comprehensive description of the Space Marines melee weaponry. The War for Ramesses, Megaria. This is another chapter of the narrative that this magazine is going through. Apparently, the Necrons either in waiting or have awoken on the Megaria moon of the Gliantha gas giant, which has strategic value for the Imperium. Apparently, we're gonna be waging war on this moon. Important locations on Megaria: Van Stad Spaceport, Blast Mine Theta, Administratum Complex, Necron Repair Facility. Oh, even the Necron Repair Facility is there. It's actually quite cool that they give us some sort of understanding of what kind of facilities are there. These are like classics. Spaceport is pretty much everywhere. The mines, usual trope for the Space Marine and Warhammer 40K games and books and whatnot. Midstratum Complex, classics, and the Necron Repair Facility is what you would expect from invading Necrons. Heart of the Storm. Apparently, we also get some chaos joining the fray. Very, very interesting. And they give us some sort of fluff here, I believe. Crimson Slaughter. They explain us how Space Marines can turn traitor. These are the instructions for our captain's assembly. They explain us what the mold line is. It's actually quite funny that they just explain it in issue number 5 and not issue number 1. This is how you build our pal. Very, very nice looking miniature. I have built it before. It is looking amazing. This is how you paint it. Finished model, yeah, and you can paint him pretty much in 2 colors by now. We have Lead Belcher from the issue number 4 and Macrage Blue, I think from issue number 1. And we are arriving to the playthrough area. These are the small scenarios that you can use with your minis. They explain how this captain fits into the picture set in the previous issues. Rules and setup. So apparently the captain can be fighting all the Scorpic destroyers, which is quite insane to me, but apparently this is how it works. And as always, they give us really nice examples how the game should go. So the instructions are on this part, and the easy to understand pictures are at the bottom. And I always look at easy to understand pictures. That is actually very, very easy to understand, my friends. Okay, first turn Space Marines, second turn Necrons. Necrons are fighting. Apparently he can fend off 2 Scorpic destroyers, which is actually quite cool. I'm gonna read through this a bit later. a bit closer, because it's a lot of information here, unless you know how the game works. Of course, they give us some advertisements for the Imperium magazine. They not just to subscribe. This is what you get. They understood that the issue number 5 was going to be picked up by a large number of people. So they decided to spend this cover to advertise the subscription. And this is what you're gonna get in the next issue, issue number 6, Primaris Aggressors. These are seemingly easy to build aggressors because they have flamers and no rocket launchers on their backpacks, but they are still cool nevertheless. They're really, really nice. I personally don't like them that much because when I joined the hobby, I was struggling a lot assembling them with pins. It was a nightmare. Now, of course, I know what to do, but still, I'm a bit baffled every time I have to build them. And apparently with issue number 7, you're supposed to get 3 new paints. Retributor Armor, Corex White, and Mechanicus Standard Grey. Apart from the magazine, we get this nice fold-out Dynastic Hierarchy. This explains how the Necrons work. Necrons at War. Very nice art. Some additional information. Hierarchy of the Necrons. Yeah, this is basically how the chain of commands of a Necron Dynasty looks like. And this is, of course, a showcase of the Necron range, and it looks amazing, my friends. Really, really detailed picture with lots of Necrons and some Eldari warriors over here. It's actually one of them only here. That looks amazing, my friends. Anyways, this is a fold-out Dynastic Hierarchy, and let's take a closer look at the sprue. This is a very detailed sprue. It has a lot of cool bits to it. First of all, I really like the cape of this pal, and the power sword looks fairly standard. Plasma pistol looks fairly standard too, but the overall look of this miniature is amazing. Nothing really special, a small sprue, a very, very small sprue, but this looks very, very, very cool, and as I already mentioned, this is a unique miniature for this magazine. I'm really looking into building this one. And that is gonna be it for today, my friends. Let me know in the comments below if you have obtained this miniature. If you had this issue of the magazine, let me know. As always, if you like this video, like and subscribe in order to get more videos like this. Check out the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.